Good morning, America and the rest of the world. Xander J. Hobson here, stand-up comedian, entertainer, director and producer of boxing documentaries, and internet troll. To those who need internet trolling, this is another episode of The Devil's Advocate, brought to you by the Brilliant Artist Movement. We're trying to build the channel, so please, folks, do me a solid. Like this video, hate this video, subscribe, share it, and leave a comment in the comment section. And hopefully it's something nice, or it could be something nasty. But whatever way you come, I got something for you. So anyway, right? Kevin Samuels is becoming a black YouTube cult figure. He has developed a cult following via his viral video, where in all actuality, Kevin Samuels kept it 100. He kept it 100% with this young lady. And a lot of people didn't like how he did it, but he did it nonetheless. Now, there have been a lot of people who have said that Kevin Samuels is gay. A lot of people argue that he isn't. And then you got other people who argue, what difference does it make whether the man is gay or not? He has a good, solid message. Well, as you all know, whenever I do anything on Kevin Samuels, it's purely because I'm clout chasing. So let's put that on the table. So, is Kevin Samuels gay? Is he not? How about we put him in the middle? Kevin Samuels is an androgynous male. And as an androgynous male, he's right there in the middle. And what I mean when I say androgynous male, for those of you who are not familiar with the term androgynous or androgyny, it means of an indistinct sexual nature. Nowadays, you look at these young men and young women, they have an androgynous disposition because you cannot tell in some cases who's female and who's male. So that is the definition of androgynous. Now, I heard the term androgynous years ago when I was taking a class at the Community College of Philadelphia. I read a book called Essays in Contemporary Culture, and in the book was an essay called The Androgynous Male. The gentleman in the book was a war hero, but nevertheless, he described himself as being androgynous purely because he said he liked the idea of nurturing his daughter. He liked the idea of cooking. He liked the idea of dealing with plants, things that would be considered of a feminine nature. But since he was a male during this time, I believe the 80s or the 90s, if a male done things like that, he might be considered to be a homosexual. Now, in all reality, I have some androgynous things going on with myself. For example, I like to dress in decadent colors. I like to deal with plants. I love to dance. And again, being consistent with the conversation, during my time when I was coming up, a man who expressed himself in certain ways, especially creatively, he might be considered gay. Well, I like the term androgynous for myself when it can, when it referred to the way I dress from time to time, when I dealt with the plants, and by me being a cook. I would never use the term my feminine side. I would use my androgynous side. Now, is Kevin Samuels an androgynous male? I believe so. Kev has a lot of the signs and symptoms of being androgynous, particularly when he wears tight clothes that mirror that of a woman. Definitely androgynous in my book. Kevin carries around man purses. So again, is he gay? No, but we'll say that he's androgynous. He's an androgynous male. I don't know what to make of that video when he asked the guy about the size of his dick. So I'm just going to leave that out of the equation. But yes, Kevin shows a lot of signs of being androgynous. Now, while we're on the conversation of androgynous, we're going to broach the subject of feminine masculinity. Now, in my opinion, a gay man or a feminine man can be every bit as masculine as a masculine man. And in some cases, a gay man can be even more masculine than a masculine man. For example, you take Alexander the Great. I believe that Alexander the Great was a gay man. And we know that Alexander the Great was a warrior. Well, the same thing with Lawrence of Arabia, the Englishman who was sent over to Palestine to formulate the state of Israel. What can be more masculine than doing something like that? And my final example, the great Emil Griffith, 5 times world boxing champion. What can be more masculine than being a 5-time world boxing champion? Now, although these men are all masculine, in my example, the feminine part, in my opinion, would come in when they began having sexual relations with other men. And if they were all bottoms, then they definitely were feminine. Another example of feminine masculinity, if you're asking me my 2 cents, would be a man who likes to dress as a woman. Skirts, purses. So, masculine femininity. Well, this takes us back to our Kevin Samuels. Is Kevin Samuels gay? I don't know. The jury is still out on that. Kevin Samuels insists that he is a male heterosexual. Now, you have some people who would say, I can't believe you folks are making such a huge deal about this man's sexuality. Why is that important when it is the message that the man is delivering? Well, I'll say this. Kevin Samuels has a considerable influence over a large body of men, mostly black. Well, black men are under attack and masculinity is under attack. So that is a 2-pronged battle. And for me, a heterosexual man born in the 1960s, I feel some kind of way about that because I don't like the recruitment effort that is being launched against the black man first and foremost, and masculinity second. As a matter of fact, there is no first and second. The attack against black men and masculinity is a serious one, and that is why people like me have our opinions and points of views about the sexuality of Kevin Samuels. I don't want black men thinking it's all right to dress like women. I don't want black men thinking it's okay to ask other men the size of their dick. I don't want black men thinking all these things are okay. We are an endangered species, black men. And if you just look at the TV shows and the posters, you'll see how black men are being phased out. And if Kevin Samuels is an instrument of this attack on black men and masculinity, I want to make people aware of it. From this point forward, I will refer to Kevin Samuels, the guy who wears tight clothes, the guy who has carries around man purses, the guy who asked another man about the size of his penis. I will never call this man gay, but I will refer to Kevin Samuels as an androgynous male, because from everything that I researched on the word androgynous or androgyny, Kevin Samuels has all the signs and symptoms of being an androgynous male. I'm done with it.